Okay, this is a morning follow along. Very simple. We're going to do this in a very low stress environment. So you can do this right when you wake up. You'll be on your back. From here, you just slide a leg out to the side and you lightly push it out to the side, making sure that you maintain what's going on in that left hip and pay attention to it. So each one of these are done while you basically pay attention to what's happening with your body. So I'm sliding that leg along the table or the bed, pushing down as I'm going out, and just sensing what's happening when I slide it back in. I'm going to go through that on both sides. Again, pushing down and sliding out, noticing what's going on in my body when I'm performing this action. I keep it engaged. I can sense what's going on in my foot, whether I'm pulling it up or pushing it down. And from here, I'm going to squeeze my legs together to see what's happening with the adductors or the groin muscles. I'm going to pull my toes up and down. You can do that together, or you can do them with one foot going up and one foot going down to see exactly how your body feels while you're going through that. From here, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to slide an arm out to the side on the table, just like I did with my leg, and slide it back in, slide it along the bed. The bed can actually be your resistance for this exercise, and I can try to shove that arm down and spin it right within the socket. You can spin it within the socket at your side, or you can spin it within the socket as you raise it towards your ear. So as I bring my arm towards the head and then back down towards my side, I'm just taking a look at what's actually happening with my body. And again, I'm spinning that arm within the socket, and I can turn the wrist in and out as I'm moving it while I'm on my back, and hopefully a very safe position so you feel okay with that. From here, I'm going to slide both legs in position, one leg at a time. From here, I'm going to separate the knees and then squeeze the knees together. You can do this also with a band, or you can have a sheet where you try to push apart on the sheet or the band at the same time. It's really simple if you're in bed to just wrap yourself up in a sheet and try to push it and push against it. From here, I'm going to slide the legs down so that I can go onto my side. I can prop myself up with a pillow to make sure it feels nice and easy. Then I just bend both knees and hips, so I'm at this like 90-degree position, trying to lift and rotate one leg and hip so that you can feel what's going on in the torso. You can do this on either side. You can roll over to the other side and do it as well, as I squeeze the knees together, and then I can do it where I lift the leg up and drive it back. Each one of these, you can stop this recording and pause it at any time because I know I'm going rather quickly from exercise to exercise. This one is the lift the leg and slowly bring it forward and backward, maintaining the knee bent position. These are all just basic positions that you can attempt to see exactly how you feel and how you move, so that we can get better in practicing this first thing in the morning. This one is a knee straightener. I like the knee straightener with finding out what's happening with the ankle. So I'm bringing the ankle up and ankle down. And I also do this with the ankle stationary. I'm going to arch and I'm going to flex my back as I have a better understanding of how that contributes to how my left leg is moving. And then I'll do the same thing with the right leg, where I'm moving that foot up and down. And from here, I'm straightening that knee so I feel that quad working. And then from there, I'm going to make sure that I'm arching and flexing the spine as well to see if it changes anything that's going on within the leg. This is a really big one as well, to see, okay, now is this affecting the rest of my body? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to straighten one leg. I'm just going to slide it out and in to see if the seated position is okay for hip ab and adduction, which means sliding it out to the side. And this is more of a horizontal ab and adduction. All it means is that the leg is moving away from the midline and towards the midline a little bit differently. See if that affects the body any differently. And now I'm straightening both knees to feel the quads, and I'm going to flex and extend the spine. You don't have to flex and extend the spine if you don't want to. You can just straighten the knees to see how those legs are working. So as I'm going through in opposition, I can bend one knee and straighten the other and see how that feels. And from here, I can see how it feels to stand up and sit back down. And you can do 1 rep of these. You can do multiple reps of these. Again, these are how does it feel as I'm going through it. It really helps to have a sheet of paper, something to write down your triggers and or the things that help you feel better. Because if you don't know what helps you feel better, it's a lot more difficult. If you know what's helping you feel better, write about it. And here I'm just going to bring my arm out to the side and hold it. And I'm going to repeat this on the other side to see, does that feel okay if I bring that arm up and out? Does it make a difference if I flex and extend the spine? How does that all feel? Again, I'm raising the arm up. I'm going to flex and extend the spine. See if that feels okay. This time I'm also looking down, then looking up partially. See if that makes a difference. And repeat it on the opposite side. And here I'm just going to look right and look left to make sure that that feels okay to do on my neck. And I'm just going to get in a position where you can see how that arm moves back. I'm just going to hold it in that back position, and I'm going to look up and look down to see if that influences how my arm goes back. Make sure I have plenty of space to do that. This could be done standing as well. It depends on if you feel okay seated or standing. And notice the difference between both of them. This could also be done on your stomach if it feels okay being face down. And repeating this on the opposite side to extend that shoulder back and then feel the flexion, extension of the spine to see if it changes how everything feels and or my ability for that arm to stay back. From here, I'm grabbing a weight so that I can hold that weight in various positions just to see how that elbow feels as I holding something in a position. And I have my feet on the ground because you can do various elbow bends with this. We're working on just how does it feel to hold something in a position as long as that feels okay. Start to build up the ability of the system to hold anything, and then from here you can do the head up, head down, and or you can actually start standing up with the weight. So you can hold it in that position, bend the elbow, and hold it to make sure it feels okay. And then from here you can practice actually standing up with it and holding on to something, and then sitting back down with it. Now from here, what I'm going to do is repeat this on the opposite side. And when I'm finished with this, I'm just going to go through some light calf raises. So basically, I'm just going to lift my heels up off the ground and by driving my toes into the ground, and repeating the opposite by lifting my toes up off of the ground and making sure that I can move my ankles with some body weight on it and see if that changes how I feel or how I move. And you can do that one at a time or both at the same time. And from here, I'm just lifting both of my arms behind me in a standing position. You can do this again with the flexion and extension of the spine, or you can just practice pulling them both back, making sure it feels okay. Thanks for joining me in this morning follow along. Make sure that you write down the things that helped, the things that didn't help so much, the triggers, and some areas that you would like to keep practicing.